Rhonda got to do both.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Shooting the Shit with Rhonda T. Today we're reviewing BMF Season 2, Episode 6. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, smash the thumbs up button, and drop down in the comments, talk to us about that thing. Some of y'all do. Y'all like BMF. And Potomac could be having people in their feelings. Everybody really
well and they feelings on the next one.
Yeah. So anyway, the show starts with Terry and Meech. They driving around and they sidekick. I remember I wanted a sidekick. I used to love those little Jeeps. I never did get that. I never got that. But they're looking for Lamar because Lamar is out in these streets wilding. Lamar is back at the crib dumping his colostomy bag. And now I am really tired of that. Like, I don't want to see it anymore. Y'all can cut that shit out, showing us every week him dumping that thing somewhere.
That's so nasty.
Now cut it out. Nobody asked for that. Jeez, it's disgusting. We're having a meeting at the record store because that's where the meetings happen. And Meech is trying to get a feel for like what's going on in the streets right now. Lamar is running things and it's still like a drought, so they ain't really got things moving like, you know, how they were. He's probably really confused as to why Lamar is in charge and how any of that is working. But I feel like a lot of the leaders are no longer in place, so the streets are kind of in a disarray because nobody really knows who they work for, and the plugs, the connects ain't out there. The streets is dry, so it's a little bit chaotic.
The streets all dried up. They just all messed up.
They got to get regular jobs and stuff, and that's not gonna work.
They better go to GM.
I mean, so Lamar is outside. He's pew 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 people as they come out the door. So, you know, they have a little scene with this boy. It's so unfortunate that he had on his all white jeans suit because as soon as he walked out the record store, Lamar is out there, you know, taking people out. And he's just running amok in the streets. I'm really tired of Lamar. And the crazy thing is, this is the real person. Like, I don't know if he was this over the top, but he did exist.
I hope not. This one is nasty.
Seems like we would have heard about this guy, huh?
Yeah.
So, you know, now that this boy has been, you know, pow-powed out in the streets, Detective Brian and Lady Cop show up and they talking smack. He's so insensitive. There's like, you know, a dead boy laying on the ground, but he want to talk smack with Meech and Terry. He's so corny. He annoys me so much.
It's sad because the dude was like, I mean, I know what his occupation is.
He was finna go pick up his child from basketball game.
Yeah. That was sad. I was like, oh.
That's funny. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, he was out. He was.
Yeah.
It's hard out here in these streets to have you all conflicted with your feelings and child. Anyway. Lamar pulled up on some white boy's crib. And he must be being really mean to that dog because the dog really didn't care about how things played out. He was tied to a tree somewhere. White boy came out with a chain to fight Lamar. Clearly he didn't know what he was getting himself into. Anyway, Lamar like beats this guy up, bites his ear off, takes his dog, names him Blackie. He say, I'm gonna call you Blackie because you black like me. You know, I feel like I feel like I've run across a lot of hood dogs named Blackie before though.
Yeah, because Carol Jean dog was named Blackie.
Blackie?
Yeah. And she used to be out there, Blackie.
I remember that.
You remember that?
That's so funny when you said, no wonder why I was like, I've heard that name before. He said the first one, the name. Of course, Carol Jean. Yeah. Shout out to Carol Jean.
All right now.
And her dog, Blackie. So Sidekick is laying around dreaming about his baby mama. He's traumatized. He's, you know, he needs therapy. He needs some help. And Meech shows up to let him know, you know, everything is back on. I got to connect in Atlanta. This clown is in his feelings talking about who's the side number two. He's still on that. He's still worried about if he's number 2 or if Terry's number 2.
You know you're never gonna be number 2 when Terry's there. So get over it.
But this is the thing. I don't feel like you're getting, yeah, that's his real brother, and I need you to stop that. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like he's doing anything. Like he really did just do that. They had to go on a run, came back, and then told you what was up. Like there wasn't any like,
right.
Bruh, Terry was there. So yeah, he knew first. But what do you want? He wants to be the real number 2. He wants Terry to go back to working at the limousine company.
You can't be number 2 and you're working with the police. Like you should really want to be away from it. Like, come on.
Well, Meech tried to dap him up on the way out the door, and he didn't want to dap. He acting funny. Huh.
Make up your mind.
He's getting real comfortable with his snitch position now, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Make up your mind. Is you down or not?
Now, Terry baby mama came in the house. It seems like she's stealing his things. I'm not real sure why, but she did take his belt and put it in her purse. So we'll talk about that later.
That's clearly gonna come back. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's clearly.
I thought it was money. At first I was like, she took the money. I thought she found out he was back in the game, so she was finna slide out with a little stack. But no, she took his belt, and he wakes up, and she confronts him about being back in the game, and low-key, he tried to dump her right then. He was like, yeah, I know you don't like it, so if you want to leave me, that's fine. I understand. I don't worry. I still take care of my responsibilities. But she's like, no, listen, she spent time away from him. She never wants that to be a thing again. She was choosing to stand beside him. Unfortunately, he doesn't want her to, but she's going to stand beside him anyway. And to celebrate the occasion, she thinks they should go get family photos.
Well, that was nice.
That's a good idea. I think back then a family photo would be equal to Christmas statuses on Facebook status.
Like, Christmas pictures on Christmas when they all wear the matching pajamas.
Or Instagram Christmas pictures and Facebook status, the family photo. So then when somebody walk in the door, they can see
family.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them.
This is my family. All 3 of us. Not you. Side chick, girl. Anyway, Brian is down to the police station doing what he does. He having secret conversations with people. He's arguing with somebody, and Lady Cop sees that, so she confronts him about that, like him having secrets. And I mean, okay, lady, he's not going to ever tell you the truth. But what he did tell her is that he took 2 bricks out of evidence because he plans on planting them on Meech. So, you know, some kind of sting operation. He gives the bricks to Sidekick gives the bricks to Meech, and he's caught. That's the plan. She's down with it. After he explained it, she's like, okay, you know, but we're partners and we have to tell each other everything about everything in our whole life, or else we just not gonna work.
Our whole life. Forever. Okay.
So Meech has decided he gonna go down to the club. He needs to, you know, he got this work, he got this connect. He needs to go down, you know, to the club and meet the big players in the game, so he can, you know, start distributing this thing and get this thing rolling back on, you know, like it was before. He showed up to the club all the way down to the ground, looking real Detroit. Now I have a question. Now, are we supposed to be thinking that Jalen Rose was Jalen Rose from back in the day?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, no color on your beard and some sunglasses on, Jalen Rose, and then
ain't that who he was supposed to be though? He was supposed to be himself because he said thanks for representing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Jalen hair didn't look like that back in the day.
Huh?
Jalen hair didn't look like that back in the day.
He didn't have hair back in the day. He had short.
Right.
Jalen. Now, Jalen, you look good now, Jalen. I'm not even trying to clown you, but you don't look like you did when you came in the game, Jalen.
They could have shit, but then where Chris? Shit.
He put some Let's don't start fighting over Chris.
Just saying.
Now you've been like dealing with Da Vinci / Terry this whole time.
That's my boo. I'm not off of Da Vinci. That is my man.
Okay, we're not gonna bring. Never, ever, ever have we ever had a situation except for when it comes to Chris Webber. Now I'm gonna need you to cut it out.
Okay. I'll back off for Chris.
Thank you. I don't ask for a whole lot. Whew. You made my blood pressure go up. He at the club. He at the club, and he's chatting it up with Jalen, and then he sees these guys that was hanging down to K9 spot. So why he pulled that stack of money out? He done pulled out a stack of money at the club just to show. I didn't see him come with nobody, so he don't have nobody watching his back. And he wanted to buy some drinks for these guys that like I said are affiliated somehow with K9. So they kind of really standoffish a little bit. They don't really know each other like that. So they're not just so willing to connect with him on that level.
Right.
And then a fight breaks out, and then of course he sees them as team him. So he brings his happy behind from over the bar where he was, and he enters into the fight. So they got somebody with the kick down to the club, and security threw them out in the street. They said them niggas was from 6 Mile. Now, I'm not from Detroit. I'm from Flint, so I don't know how them whole mile things work.
They be deep.
I'm supposed.
My kids are Job Corps. It was very, very deep about what side of town of Detroit
you came from. Right.
And downriver and upriver. Where you downriver? Where you?
The only miles I ever went up on was at Uncle Willie's house, but their house was very nice, and so I don't know what mile that was.
He was like downtown on the lake.
The bay.
He was downtown. So he was. He wasn't by there. But the other
but their old house was off of something, but it was still a nice neighborhood. It wasn't never.
I don't know which side. I don't know what side of the river they was on, but I know it goes down.
So the 6 Mile niggas that came in there causing troubles. But what he did do is now get these guys to bond. So whatever they wasn't feeling inside the club, now they feeling like, okay, we people. Okay. So sometimes you got to get yourself in a little fight if you want to, build your organization up. Let the people know, how you get down.
All right.
Back at the house, Terry's teacher shows up because he wants to help Terry, get back on track for school. And I'm sorry, but the whole time he was standing there, I'm looking at all them patches on the wall, the ceiling. There's a big ass hole in the wall the size of Terry's head. Was it always like that, or did they just dress it up? Now I want to go back to last season in the other episodes. I need to look at because that ceiling was a whole mess.
That's what she said. You running over there to fit such and such house and our shit tearing apart.
How you got a hole that big in the wall?
Child, I don't know how you do that.
Charles, what's going on over there? Why y'all's house got so many holes?
And you the fix it man. They say that though. Everybody I know who husbands work
is the handyman.
Everybody else stuff get done. Hell, I'm still waiting on shit. What the hell I'm talking about?
Listen, there's no reason for a hole that big to be still in your wall.
I'll call. Well, they ain't got them then, but I'll call husband for a day before I sit there with a damn hole.
Well, child, I'd just go down to the Home Depot and spickle spackle that thing myself. I'm not finna sit up there and look at it. Child. Now y'all got the man that come down to the house from the school and you sitting there with a hole in the wall. Size of a lunchbox. Jeez. Anyway, child. Terry decided to tell his parents he's not going back to school. He's decided that him and Meech are businessmen, is what they are. They're building an organization that's gonna go legit. That's what they're gonna do.
They did that. He was right.
Ish. He was right.
They went legit. They didn't stay legit, but they went legit-ish.
I'm just saying, ish.
They built
So
something.
yeah, I was like, he said, best y'all could do is just wish us good luck, and I would be like, good luck, nigga, and goodbye. You not
And
gonna
you
live in my house.
out of my house because you
See
already
about
got
what you
crazy.
about to
This
do.
after the crazy
The
man
crazy
came.
man that came to the house.
Exactly. I'm surprised Charles ain't have a fit after he showed up. She ain't tell Charles.
Charles is a little shook these days. His mind ain't focused like it should be, and we'll talk about that. Lamar don't play by this new dog now. That's his new best friend. He over at Ashley Larry's house. He done fed the dog Ashley Larry's last Hungry Man dinner. And Ashley Larry called the dog ugly, and Lamar wasn't having it, told him he'd beat his ass and feed him to the dog. And then Ashley Larry had to then apologize to Blackie.
He really made him apologize.
He does know his friend is crazy for real. The last person that tried to kick him out is no longer with us. So Ashley Larry, tread lightly with your boy Lamar, because and you created this monster. You could have left him on the street, but you didn't. You brought him home, and now your house smells like shit all the time because he's always squishing that bag with all the windows closed. And now he done brought a dog in there. You better be nice to that dog. Charles wants to take Lucille out to dinner.
Oh, just the dinner that she had been wanting when they were sitting at Wendy's that day.
Well, ta-da! It's time. He wants her to put on her best dress. He's gonna take her out for a night on the town. At first, she's like, "I don't feel like it." I'm like, "Girl, you better get your ass up."
Girl, you complain. Just go. You've been complaining. Why can't that be us?
Yeah. So, I mean, Miss Billy did inspire your husband to take you out. You go out. So, me just feeling Tyrion on what happened at the club. And apparently these guys at the club didn't agree to take out Lamar for him. So that's a win, right? You can go ahead and have somebody else take him out while you're trying to handle your business because, we ain't nobody got time to be chasing down Lamar in these streets with his crazy stuff. So Terry tells Meech that Nicole has a job down to the barbershop. She's not the barbershop, at the beauty salon. She's at the beauty salon sweeping, being an assistant, and Nicole don't never have no field trip money, so now she's gonna be able to pay for her own field trips. And that's a fun job for a little girl. And then there's Meech, who has a bright idea to take his behind. Like, why you go to her salon where she worked?
I said that was selfish as hell of Meech. And
he didn't go down to the salon and pulls the little salon owner to the side because he wants her to, like, I don't know, move some money for him. I'm assuming that's what that whole transaction was about.
Now, you didn't already got the girl's friend killed. You didn't already put this girl in so much danger, so you're gonna now want to go to her place of business. You know that place is gonna get pop out. You know it is.
It's right there on the corner. On the main street.
Eventually, I'm like, is you trying to put the girl in harm's way? Why wouldn't you want to keep that away from her?
Nope. He wants to be a businessman.
Really made me mad.
And the Lord wants him to be the businessman that he is.
He said, child.
So you can see Terry getting ready. It's raining outside. He getting his car together to go somewhere. I don't know if he still works for the limousine service. I don't know how that whole thing is working out, but looks like he's going somewhere in one of them cars for work. And he out on a mission and runs a stop sign, and the detectives is like just so happened to cross his path and gets all bent out of shape about him running a stop sign. I'm like, now when do detectives, which are you? Are you a detective or are you a traffic cop? Like, do they really be stopping people? I didn't know detectives be stopping people for, traffic violations.
They don't.
I'm just saying, that sounds crazy. You gonna pull him over in your undercover car and say, why did you run that stop sign? Okay. So Terry and went down to the corner store, down to the 7-Eleven. And Lala is waiting over there with her kids at the 7-Eleven. So he picked her up and it's raining and she's like, can you take me back to your house so we can get out of these wet clothes? And he's like, not at my house, we can't. So I'm like, Terry, you're bringing his mama. Like, even if that girl wasn't there, he's at his mother's house.
He still can't, right.
That's what happens when you date a high schooler. What do you think this boy got? Stupid
right.
Girl.
So the high school kid was supposed to show up.
Whose house do most 17-year-olds live at?
She was supposed to show up my new girlfriend and her kids.
And her kids.
Get out of here. I can't.
But I mean, to be honest, Boom don't look much older than Terry. Y'all not gonna convince me the little boy over to the homecoming is somehow much older than Terry. We know they all went to high school together because Terry used to go there.
Yep. Yep, we know that.
Well, Boom threw her out. She had some lame story. It didn't even really make sense what she was saying about why he threw her out. Okay. But he takes her to a hotel because, like I said, they can't go back to his house. So Charles and Lucille are out at a nice date. They're all dressed up and she's acting all shy like it's her first time ever going on a date with him. Like, is that her demeanor all the time? Like, he's her husband. And she's like, very coy and explaining to him how she feels bad because she thought he was having an affair with the church lady and she confronted the lady and he's wiggling around in his chair because what? Because you were inappropriate with the church lady? You just not having an affair with her? She said, the magazines just really had her thrown off. Like it really, child. But what was she gonna do with the whole internet? They don't even have to go get no magazines no more. You could dial up any kind of freaking thing you want to see, child. So you might find out what your husband is really into. You keep being nosy. Saggy titties. I bet you could find it and click in saggy titty bitches. They got a whole Pornhub for it. She told him that, she's really sorry about that because she knows that he's a good and faithful man. You should have blew up. Your head should have exploded. And then he had a follow-up to let her know that he 100% absolutely did not have an inappropriate relationship with the church lady. So don't even worry about that. And so then they
say, I didn't say I didn't cheat. I said I didn't cheat with her.
That's what Book said. Well, he didn't lie. And I was like, yeah, that's real cute how y'all do that.
Yeah, he made sure he said it that way.
He said it that way. Yeah. And so then she said she had a headache and he said he could fix her headache with some dick. And they giggled.
Wow.
And it was all real weird.
Child. Okay.
How you sitting up here like 1 minute you're like all embarrassed and hiding behind your napkin, and the next minute you talking about jumping on dick, Miss Lucille?
Girl, you done jumped on the dick before. Y'all got 3 kids.
How many years now?
Girl. Child.
No, she's shy.
Come on now.
So Terry and Lala's at the hotel playing house, and she got her kids over there, and they eating pizza in one room, and he eating other things in the other room, and he got his face all into place, and Detective Brian and his lady cop are watching from another window. Like, that was weird. Like, they were really getting into watching Terry.
I thought they was gonna start having sex.
Well, I feel like that was part of the conversation. She said she was jealous, like she wished it was her, some type of thing. And Brian was like, I mean, do you want me to go ahead and handle that for you? And she was like, what make you think you can handle this? And he was like, well, why don't you let me try it and find out? And I was like,
So did they do it? Because they just cut fade to the black. Shit, I don't know.
I don't think they did it, but they like was all sweaty trying to contemplate whether they're gonna do it.
I do not like that man ever since that Tyler Perry movie, so he can forget it.
He will always be blowing bubbles in that daggone hot tub as far as I'm concerned.
Always. Oh, shoot.
So Lala's all in her feelings because it just now dawned on her that maybe Terry has a girlfriend or something, because
that always
he
happens.
could take you back home to his house, to his mama's house.
Because she bust a nut. So after you bust a nut, then all your sense come back and you be like,
He just brought me to this whole Fleabag motel and fed me pizza, and you gave it up for pizza, girl.
Yep. She was horny.
And now all of a sudden she's not comfortable having him around her children.
But you didn't let the man bring you to a whole hotel room.
Well, what if her children would have came in that room and seen him with his face in the place?
Child.
Now he gotta go. He gotta go. And basically she broke up with him. She told him that he is not financially ready to handle her kids.
You think?
She gotta go back to Boone. Well, I mean, how is that an option though? I thought Boone kicked you out.
That's what she said. She said Boone said she had stole some money or something.
Well, I guess Boone let her come back. Because she told Terry he ain't in no position. Child. Now this is why this lady is mad, and she gonna be over at Instagram fussing because y'all keep making her look crazy, because that's crazy.
And now y'all done said she was Black and Puerto Rican.
When did she become Puerto Rican? I was like, she ain't been Puerto Rican this whole time.
She said
Spanish is her first language.
They did that so they could be like, see, we ain't talking about you. You're Black. This one is Black and Puerto Rican. We're not talking about you, Marcation.
Now listen. What's her name? Martation? That's her real name? Oh. I didn't need any of that. I'm gonna just leave that alone. Lala's Puerto Rican. Okay.
Lala is Puerto Rican though.
Is she?
Lala's Black and Puerto Rican for real.
Is she?
That's how her and Carmelo hooked up. Cause she's
Black and Puerto Rican?
Yeah, he is too. And she taught him his Puerto Rican side. And that's how they bonded. Because he didn't know that side of his family.
She's New Yorican. That's different. I live in Kissimmee, where the Puerto Ricans come from Puerto Rico, and that's very different. It's different.
Well, somebody another was from there in the family. But that's where it comes from. That's how
she hasn't been Puerto Rican for a very long time.
No. She had to pull it out. Well, I told you they just did that just so they could say, see,
that
we
ain't her.
About you. Yeah. Yeah.
And he talking about, oh, habla español. Shut the hell up, Terry. You don't go to Spanish class no more.
You don't go to class. Right.
Lamar, he done pulled up on Cash Doll. But he want her to see his dog. She didn't look like she was coming out of her yoga class. I was like, he's
like, look here, I got a dog.
And she wasn't even scared, really. It didn't seem like. Because
she used to Lamar. Now that she know that he ain't dead, it scared her because he was dead and then he came back. But
well, she ain't scared, and she says she don't care about his ugly ass dog. You know, go somewhere. That don't make you better, nigga. And then leave me alone. And he was like, I just wanted you to, and that dog did not like her.
He knew that she didn't like him.
Did not want, the dog did not want to be pet by her. He didn't like her. So BMF is at the corner store, because usually if they not meeting up like at the record store, they meet up at the corner store. So they kind of
need to be at the corner store. Last time they was at the corner store, Mitch got popped out.
Mitch got shot, right? Well, they at the corner store anyway. Like it ain't never really happened. And one of them boys pulled up. One of them, the kid with the high top fade, he pulls up. He be talking a lot of smack. He been talking smack since since day one. Well, he's not happy with the product because the product shrunk up. And I was like, is this the product the bird made? The bird made the product, and once you get it,
disappearing product. Yeah. Yeah.
But that seemed like something to get you in trouble, Beach. Y'all don't want to be messing with that because that's not, y'all need to get the Black Dahlia recipe. Get that recipe. Don't mess around. Yeah, don't mess around with the two bird stuff because it's not making the people happy on the streets. But I wanted to see how much time we had. I don't think I'm gonna make it. No. But anyway, they're at the corner store and homeboy pulls up complaining about his bad product. And then Terry gets all smart, and then Meech and Terry jump the boy and then give him the kick down. Now they are really good at giving somebody the kick down. Once you get down on the ground, Meech and Terry will kick you till you can't speak. That's what they do. They had 2 kick downs in one episode. Because did they kick down somebody else? They kicked down the cousin, but they kicked down somebody. I feel like earlier. Somebody else.
Well, you know, when they was
at the club, the boy at the club got the kick down.
Yeah.
No, Misha just messed the whole thing up for Nicole. Poor baby. He down to her job. She's a full-fledged, like the lady is all the way in. And Nicole then confronted her, like, what are you doing? Because, this is a bad idea, just in case you didn't know.
Right.
That's a bad when the children try to have to tell you, don't be stupid, And so Meech is outside with this guy that was actually friends with the boy that got kicked down, but he's got to, recruit new people into his fold. And so this guy is, kind of on the fence because the streets ain't what they used to be, right now. He's concerned. And so, yeah, he gonna roll with Meech. And, as a consolation prize, Meech let him drive his Lexus just to seal the deal. Because that's exciting when you be driving around in another nigga's car. So Meech and Terry meet up. Meech thinks it's a good idea to go behind K9's back and try to steal his connect. And Terry is like, yeah, no, let's don't do that because K9 is crazy and he will kill us. And he's not wrong. That's what K9 does. So Terry thinks it's a better idea to go through Sidekick, see what he talk about, and whatever happened with his connect. We're not gonna mess with K9. Terry, they're back at the house. He's all frustrated because he does not really want to be taking family photos. I'm not sure what this girl. She don't read the room at all. Actually, she does read the room. That's why she's stealing his stuff because she knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But now that Lala is feeling some type of way, I feel like he's taking it out on her. Now he's extra irritated because old girl has, decided she not gonna fool with him, so he gonna treat the baby mama like, an asshole. Because that's what niggas do.
That's what they do. Yep.
He drops her off at her mother's house, and her mother peeps the attitude. She's pretty much like, every time I see Terry, he got an attitude. So, are you sure, he's feeling you like, like you say he does? And I think her mother pulled out the doubt. So apparently, she been collecting things. She got his belt, his brush, strands of his hair, his toothbrush. I don't know. She's collecting things in a bag. And I was like, are they on some voodoo tricks? Like, what are we about to do? Bury it in the backyard? Are they gonna do a love spell on them? Or
I don't know. Mama said you know what to do. So I guess next week we're gonna find out what that means. I'm interested. What do that mean?
I don't know, but now I'm gonna be feeling weird every time I'm looking for something that's missing. You know how you be like, what happened to my child? Better not be throwing my stuff in no bag nowhere, trying to cast a spell on me. I'm not no spell caster. I don't really want to be messing around with things that, that I can't fix. I need the antidote. If I don't got the antidote, I'm not gonna make the spell.
Yeah.
These dudes that me solicited to take out Lamar are not very good at their job because they once again attempted to take him out and they failed. that's how that goes. Lamar's slick and slippery, and now he's got a sidekick, Blackie. And Blackie seems like he's going to be a better sidekick than Ashley Larry. So
Blackie down for whatever.
He's down for whatever.
Brownie? She's
not brown. She blonde. She got blonde hair. It's blonde and silver. Her hair is so pretty and shiny. So Meech meets up with Sidekick. They meet up at the record store because that's where the meetings go down. And he come in there dressed like the mail carrier with his baseball cap on. Now Meech immediately was like, "Where's you going with that hat?" And he was like, "I always wear hats. What you talking about?" I'm like, "No, you don't. We ain't never seen you with no hat because you look real silly in that hat." And I feel like I would have recognized that, you know, had that been a thing. Little Tevin Campbell. He gives Meech the bricks that, you know, Detective Bryant then took from the evidence room, and Meech in turn like gives him burial plots for his mother, his baby mom, and him if he so desired.
Because he told him, right?
About old girl?
Yeah,
he told him because Meech had said something about her, called her a snitch or whatever, and he was like, "That was my baby mama. She was carrying my seed." And he was like, "Oh, sorry, bro. Well, here's a burial plot." So Meech is coming with gifts. Here's some burial plots for your family, and ta-da, your own territory. See, told you were gonna be, you know, part of the gang. I've given you.
It seemed like he always do that. Like he be mad at him, and Meech always come through with best friend. Yeah. Yeah.
So now he's got one small tear in his eye because he's feeling pretty guilty about the whole wire that he has tucked up in that hat. And, you know, Meech has gifted him his own kingdom and some burial plots for his family. So he basically like throws him some nostalgia so that Meech will figure out, so that Meech will figure out what he got going on. And then he takes off the hat and shows him the wire. So now basically, you know, they break out, they take the bricks, bust out of the thing. 5-0 is outside listening. After they're listening and don't hear anything for, you know, a while, they come in, you know, Slowpoke 1 and Slowpoke 2. They didn't already bust it out the back door. So when they get down there, you know, homeboy tells Meech, like, "I'm sorry, I didn't have any choice." And Meech is like, "You always got a choice. Like, that's it. F you, I'm out." And, you know, they take off from there. They run. Mm-hmm. Now, Sidekick, obviously, he got to go because he can't go back. You know, Meech just told him to bounce. And he can't go back to, you know, his best friend, Detective Bryant. So he got to go. So he goes to visit his mother, which I was nervous about that because I was like, "You think Detective Bryant don't know that that's where you're going to go?" Like, no. I feel like, you know, so he goes to tell his mother goodbye because obviously he got to go. And while he's leaving the hospital where his mother is staying, they trying to light a blunt and a cigarette. Now this is before weed was legal, but they constantly got a lit blunt just out in the middle of the street. Mm-hmm. Well, was they even smoking blunts back then? I feel like maybe, I suppose, child. But anyway, but he trying to light a cigarette and somebody put the bag over her head and snatched him. So we don't know who snatched Sidekick.
It's probably the detective.
You think?
Yeah. I don't think Meech did it that fast. Because like you said, the detective knew exactly where his mama was at.
Well, we gonna see, child. That's how it ended. So I don't know. I think it was a good episode. I'm into it. And
did we talk about Charles over there with the woman? Did you skip that?
I did skip that. See, I just wanted to like throw that out of my mind. Apparently, I just want to talk about it. So, okay, I'll back up. I'll back up. Child, I forgot to tell y'all about how after that lovely dinner with his wife, Charles decided that he was gonna go break up with the neighbor lady. So he went over there stammering and stammering, talking about looking at the floor, talking about he can't do this and he can't come back anymore. And he turned his back on her. She was behind him talking about, you can't even look at me. And then she undid her dress and there she stood bucket naked and walked all up on this man, rubbing her saddlebags all up on his back.
Saddlebag.
And he just forgot what he came over there for. Next thing you know, he pounding out the neighbor lady all on the sofa. She didn't even say she had a headache, so I don't know why he felt
I feel like they heard us talking about him being a mini man, and this time they made him go just a little bit longer.
You know what's funny is my client came in and we were talking about this the last episode. And she said her husband was like, now he didn't have to do the neighbor lady like that. He gonna give her 2 pumps and bounce. And I was like, well, my niece said the same thing, like she did give him 4. So y'all done made Charles feel some type of way. Charles.
Yep.
And when you go over Miss Mabel, the neighbor lady's house, like ain't no holes in the wall. It looks very nice over there. Charles keeping her place very.
Keep it right, ain't it so?
Yeah, he's a good handyman when he go ahead and be handy. And I guess she's paying him off with coochie coupons
because he ain't take no money.
Shout out to Charles. We've seen your ass 3 times. That's not something we usually see on a mature gentleman. So go ahead on, Charles. Go and give us a little booty shot every few weeks or so. And on that note, y'all, remember to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, drop down in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, y'all. Bye, Charles.